Has anyone seen my Panama hat? How am I supposed to go to the tropics if I don't have my Panama hat? Straw hat? Any hat? Nike visor? Anything? Man, what's a guy to do? How am I supposed to review or talk about these rums from the hot zones without my Panama hat? Well, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to forgive me. But today we're doing something a little bit different. I haven't done a rum video in quite some time. It's actually one of the original videos I did back in the up and down portrait mode of the channel. I did a Methuselah 8 or 15 or 12 years, something like that. And at the time I had also had, I didn't do a video on it, but I had a bottle of Dorado 12. And I remember comparing the two. I bought the Methuselah first, so it got the video made, and then I ended up not doing a video of the Dorado. Big mistake, because the Dorado was by far way better than the Methuselah. I think I'm saying that right. I don't even remember. That shows you the type of impression it made on me. I don't even remember how to say the name right, and I don't think it's important. Either way, the Dorado 12 blew my mind. It became my go-to bottle of aged rum, rum of choice for drinking something straight up. And frankly, I haven't drank a rum and coke in years. I really don't drink anything mixed anymore, practically ever. So then I was on a trip, because here in Manitoba we only sell, or they only sell, the 12-year-old Dorado rum. And then I happened to be in Alberta about a year ago and saw both the 15 and the 21 and decided to grab one of them. And then I think when a family member was on a trip, I also had them grab me one of the other ones. And then when I got home from the trip, I found out that here we started carrying the 21, I think it was. So could have bought one of them here, but didn't. But alas, doesn't really matter because I have the bottle in my possession. So I figured I would do a review on both of these, kind of going head to head, and then kind of to compare them against the 12. Since, like I said, the 12 is probably my favorite rum up until this point, up until I got to try these. So, what are some of the notes of some of these? And also, I kind of find it interesting how the 15 comes in a box and the 21 comes in the tube. But the 15 has rums aged as old as 25 years old, according to some reports I've read online about this. I find that quite interesting, like up to 25 years old, versus the 21 year, from what I've read, it's only 21-year-old rum, nothing older. So the 15 on the aroma, and actually, I don't know why I'm talking about that before it's even poured, so let's get into it. These are some of the few ones that I still have the hats left over. Oops. Keep the little hats on there. That's an ode to number one cousin who always used to keep the hats. And even though, like I said, don't have the Panama hat, I'm trying to go for a little bit of a tropical Taylor of Panama look. Hopefully it's working out. Figured why bother just going for something like a stuffy winter look, try and make it tropical, since the rest of the family right now, everybody and their dog is on an island of some sort, it seems. Although the family I'm talking about is in a Pacific paradise, out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and I'm here. So I have to make believe that I'm somewhere warm. Hence, again, dressing up, the few buttons undone. I will save you the embarrassment and not have it buttoned up starting at the navel, like there was a rumor that sometimes I do when I get on a very hot island and get a little bit exasperated. The rumor is that the button starts here, and by the end of the day it ends down to here. But that's a story for another day. I digress. So, Dorado, 15-year-old rum. What are we talking about here? Aromas: caramel, baking spice, dried fruit, brown sugar, vanilla, and oak. Interesting. Definitely smell the baking spice, dried fruits, and the caramel. The brown sugar, it's there. It's just lingering a little bit. It's kind of underneath everything. Can smell the oak as well, but definitely smell that baking spice. Let's see what the other one's smelling like these days. Starting with the 15, what do we have here? We have aromas of coffee, candied orange, nuts, dark chocolate, and spice. I definitely smell the spice. I almost feel like I smell some caramel in there as well. And some other dried fruits, but yeah, definitely that candied orange and the spice. Not really getting the chocolate, to be honest with you. Next up, the 21. This one has aromas of caramel, baking spice, dried fruit, brown sugar, vanilla, and oak. This one definitely smells a little bit different. Getting more oak and vanilla for sure. Brown sugar, definitely. Yeah, so I'd say we're the 15, where I don't notice the coffee or the chocolate, but definitely the candied orange and the spices. This one I'm definitely picking up on the baking spice, the oak, the vanilla, maybe a little bit of caramel. Now I know I've mentioned that my favorite was the 12, but out of these two I know I haven't mentioned what my favorite is yet. So let's see if that holds up still after this little taste test here. Diving into the 15. It's nice. It's nice and rich. It's definitely got that that sugar cane taste on the palate. The notes, according to the research, and on the box. Funny enough, the 15 has notes on the box. And I'll just go into reading this quickly. It says, Demerara region has established a reputation over the last 300 years for producing the best rums in the world. And this is a product of Guyana, by the way. This rum has been laid down in oak barrels for at least 15 years, then artfully blended for you to savor and enjoy. A full nose packed with dark coffee, candied orange, almonds, dark chocolate, pepper, and rich vanilla. So that one says that on the box, but weirdly enough, the 21 with the tube doesn't. It doesn't say any of that. It just says about how the Demerara 300 years, blah, 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 richly crafted rum laid down in oak barrels for at least 21 years. And that's it. It doesn't give any notes or anything on here, which I find really bizarre, actually. But I'm really impressed with these rums from this region. Guyana really knows, they really know what's up. Like, they know their stuff. Back when I was younger, I mean, I obviously was a fan of just as like a pedestrian type of rum, like Appleton's. If I'm gonna mix something where family dinners, usually there's always Appleton's there. Maybe an Appleton's that's aged slightly, but I find kind of drinking that straight, which I will drink Appleton straight just because I can only drink so much with cola. It's a little harsh, and then that Methuselah, I forget where that was from exactly, but I find this is probably one of the better brands of rum I've had. I also had one that I'm forgetting the name of it now. I got it from Costco years and years ago, and it was a very expensive rum. It was, I mean, at the time, I think it was $50 or $60 at Costco, and in the regular liquor store, it's over $100. So it would be on par with the 21. I found it very sweet and almost like kind of you get sick of it. It was very citrusy and orangey. It had those candied fruits and stuff like that on there, and I was very tired of it by the time the bottle was done. I remember even having my dad try some of it, and he had never had a rum like that either. But these ones, even after having a bottle or two of the 12, never get tired of it, just keep coming back to it. So it's a very, very nice Very nice rum. So moving over to the 21. This one on the palate, it's not a lot of details. It says that it's velvety and that there's notes of banana and raisin. So let's see if I can pick anything else out there. Yeah, it doesn't say anything extra on the back of the bottle either. I'm getting a little bit of like a toasted banana, or more like a banana bread almost. Raisins for sure. I would say kind of like a caramely banana bread, raisins. It is velvety. But I would say I do still find I almost prefer the 15 a little bit more. And funny enough, if you're going by like flavorful, I actually think the 12 has the most robust, bountiful flavor out of the three. The 12 is such a knockout home run swing of a rum. It's just, you can't go wrong, and it's not even that expensive. If you're only going to get one, I'd probably say the 12, and just go with the cheapest entry one. But out of the three, out of these two, 21 is good, but again, it's one of those things of diminishing returns. I almost find that it's not worth the extra price of being almost $30 to $50 more than this one, because the 21 is over $100 a bottle. It's, you know, like one, depending on what market you buy, it could be 100, it could be 125, could be 135. It really depends where you get it, versus this is about 70, 80, and the 12 I think was around 40 or 50 or something, at least in this market. So the 12, or the 21, it's good. I just like the depth of the 15 more. I like the flavor profile of it a little bit more. I find it's kind of just like the notes say, there is more going on in there versus just like the banana bread or slash bananas and the raisins, maybe a little bit of that caramel, brown sugar, sugar cane. This has way more of that going on. There's way more of that sugar cane happening mixed with, I know they say grilled tropical fruit and spice, but to me there's just so much more of like spice, blending with the sugar, blending with a little bit of those fruits. It's just, I just like it so much more than the 21. But then, like I said, yeah, the 12, you just can't go wrong with the 12. And I wish I had it here, and I just finished one recently. And to be honest, I actually thought I had filmed one of these videos already with these, but I didn't. That just goes to show you how behind I am in the editing, because editing sucks, filming is fun. So I thought I already did either a single video on the 12 or one with all three, but I haven't. So unfortunately, I don't have the 12-year-old bottle to have it as the trifecta, or the holy trinity of El Dorado Rums. There's a little bit of a watch reference for you there. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing a Tissot Powermatic 80 on a leather strap. I actually have a Jubilee bracelet on order for this. That's compatible with Tissot. I'm really excited for that bracelet to come in soon, because I kind of wanted to get this as a day-to-day beater to mimic a Datejust. This is the blue face as well with the crosshairs, and this model you don't see very often with the crosshairs. So I just have it on a nice chestnut strap right now. Also a weird lug width, which I know you don't care anything about this if you came here for the whiskey, but 21 millimeter lug width. So figured it went well with the tropical look. Even though if I was in the tropics, I would definitely be wearing it on a steel bracelet instead of a leather strap, because sweat and leather do not mix. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of a dive. The Coles notes, go with the 12. If you can only have one, you will not be disappointed at all. But out of these two, I'm definitely sticking with the 15 over the 21, just because I think you get the most bang for your buck, and I like the tasting profile better of it. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you are watching this from a nice tropical getaway and you're not in a place like I am where there's a 6-foot snowbanks outside, and it's 30 degrees below centigrade outside. So stay warm, put the fireplace on, crank up the thermostat, put on some Hawaiian music and your Hawaiian shirt, and you know what? Crack an El Dorado rum. It'll make you feel better. Or, you know, at least an Appleton's if that's all you got. It's better than nothing. See you later. Aloha.